I believe that that is where it really does separate those that have more structure in their life in general. It's because they use the gym as their anchor, or they use some sort of mechanism or vehicle that is driving them on a daily basis forward. And I always say to my clients, it's like, let the physical become the vehicle for your life. Go ahead. Making the physical become the vehicle for your life. I truly believe, like, if you can really make your body move forward, you push your body to train, to diet well, or have good nutrition. You treat your body well with health, but you also push the metric in terms of physical boundaries sometimes. Then it can act as a prime driver in your life. If you're going to the gym and you're showing up every day, you're going to show up in life, in other things, because it's hard to do. But that's why structure matters. Okay, so I'm going to shoot for 9 reps. See if I can get that. If I can get more, let's go. One more. Oh, dizzy. Nearly 9.5. So, making the physical the vehicle for your life. Huge. Huge for any goals that you have. When it comes to building a physique, or if you're a parent who wants to lose 20 pounds and rebuild their body, get back into the shape that you once were, or if not better, then you need to establish, how can I put structure together that enables me to be successful, which is why the dad hours in the gym turning up at 5 o'clock in the morning to lift weights at a high intensity like this and turn it out day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out. It enables you to be successful and then be a better dad. Show up to my son, show up to my partner, show up to my work knowing that I've put the fucking work in. I've put the work in already, you know? And that level of structure and that level of kind of, I'm trying to avoid the word discipline, but it is that. That discipline that enables you to do things without your emotions getting in the way. It enables you to move forward. I can't be disciplined if I don't get up at this time, you know, because I won't be able to juggle things as the day progresses. So it's the only option. I was speaking to a dad yesterday about, you know, he's got a newborn baby at the moment, and he really struggles to balance life, especially when it comes to his body and making the physical the prime driver in his life. One more set. 3 more. Whew. And so he reached out to me to see how I could help him. And there are techniques. Also, by the way, if you're not putting your weights away in the gym, what are you doing? If you're a dad, newborn baby, you're really time restricted, but you still want to get into great shape, what do you do? Well, you have to realize where there's a will, there is a way. Incline bench press next. So I'm in the gym for the best part of an hour, sometimes a bit longer, but realistically, it's enough for me to get in, get out, and get on with my day. You might not have that luxury. Sometimes you might have to train at home or train in a shorter window. You know, the dad that I was speaking to mentioned I only have 20 to 30 minutes to train. Okay, just warming up. I think I can tackle 45s today. I think I got that in me. But yeah, and I'm lucky for him. I mean, I've helped people for the last 10 years who have been time restricted, but still want to lose weight, lose fat, build muscle, even if they're training at home with minimal equipment. But first things I would definitely do is challenge those beliefs, like, do you have time? A lot of the time, you know, if you dig deep enough, you audit their calendar, you look at like what their A game week would look like. You can strip things back and go, actually, you do have time to do stuff. Quite a lot of time, actually. But then, if you don't, on those occasions where someone doesn't, then we have to go, how can we squeeze the juice still and become successful? And there are techniques. Whew. Yeah. There are techniques around this. I'm out of breath. Let's get my composure back before I tackle this set. I'm gonna go for 6 reps, 45s, which, for little me, would be a recent PB, not an old one. Back in my heyday, I was able to press this like it was pillows, but haven't reached the strength goals that I once had. But yeah, if you've got 20 to 30 minutes to train, all I ask is that you invest in a couple of dumbbells. For men, anything to 20 to 30 pounds. If you can get adjustable weights, fantastic. But you actually don't need much more than that. For women, anything to 10 to 20 pounds. Or if you are looking at UK metrics, just to make it easy, anything between 5 to 20 kilograms for both men and women will be enough. Then you have to think about what is known as like myo reps, which is basically a bit of high rep training and short rest breaks. And you can get a great pump doing a vast amount of exercises from home. If you've got a chair, fantastic. If you've got a bench, even better. But if you can do those things, then there's many ways for you to get different types of workouts progressive overload over time, time under tension as well, get a great pump. And from a training perspective, that's all you need to train at home. Long term, you might want to do something else because it might get a bit stale, but that's totally fine. Right, let's go. Yeah, it's gonna be alright. This is easy. 1. Is it? 2. Nope. Too heavy. It's funny. First one flew up. Sadly and annoyingly, the 40s weren't there. So what I'm going to do is do a chest press instead. And then 2 sets on this exercise. You're probably aware that I'm doing things a little bit differently from a shooting perspective. Probably noticed that the video should be over by now. She's probably wondering, like, how much memory does he have on his phone? Heck, I don't even know. But let's go. Right. Yeah. Let's go for as many reps as possible on this. So, it's not purely about strength. No. Although I am focusing on progressive overload. I'm always aware that I might not be always able to progress every single week. Truth be told, I've been avoiding the incline dumbbell bench press for some time. And I thought I had 45s in me. Could only squeeze out 3 reps before my form was going to deteriorate massively. So, switch to a safer exercise to still progress, even though it's not like as, you know, I want to say, as classic of a movement. In chest variation, press exercise, where you feel safer and more secure, probably a good option. And then you can still target the chest area, which is the ultimate goal in that, to a better standard. I've got 1 more set. I'm going to rest just a couple more minutes. At the beginning of January, everyone is motivated. But as life peels itself away and you get back into normality, it starts to expose like what it is that you do have and what is it that you don't have. And one of those things is long-term motivation. This is exactly why we shouldn't rely on our feelings too much if you are serious about trying to get in shape. Because relying on your emotion, relying on this thing called motivation when it's a fleeting emotion, means you're going into things too blind. I prefer to be boring and go, what are the hard things that I'm going to do repeatedly? What are the hard things that I'm going to do repeatedly that's going to enable me to stick at it, you know? regardless if I'm motivated or not. It's like being a dad. Some days, being a dad is going to be very, very tough. The overriding goal is that, it's the best feeling in the world to be a dad. But that doesn't mean that you always want to stick to your daddy duties, right? Same with a job. You could be in the best job in the world, and you're still going to complain. You're still going to find times where it's like, this is really hard, I don't want to be doing this today. But you've got to have those drivers with yourself. So with the gym, something that where a place or like an exercise regimen that you put yourself under pressure and you intentionally put yourself through discomfort. If you're just relying on motivation to do that on a regular basis, you're never going to do it. Never. So I always think of it as like, and I tell my clients this, book one-to-one appointments with yourself. Just like you're going to the doctors, just like you're going to the dentist, just like you've got work to do, daddy duties, mummy duties. Book those times in for yourself. Because once you do that, you'll show up no matter what. And then you feel like you're motivated, you feel like you're disciplined, you feel like you got structure, but it's really not that hard. Right, that's it. Sometimes you do a set and you feel like maybe, just maybe, I should have lightened the weight there and just focused on a bit of extra quality with your form. That was one of those moments. Not very good at this movement. The shoulders, as we know, is like a weak joint for loads of us. And I'm just doing a bit of rear delt work, which is probably the weakest part of the shoulder, funny enough. Yeah. Truth be told, if you ever want big delts, or if you want like a great physique, then working on your shoulders, getting bigger delts here, creates that V-taper. Obviously, you got to reduce your waist, you got to have a big chest and back, everything goes together, right? But one thing that separates people from like looking good in and out of clothes is the ability to have bigger, rounder shoulders. So yeah, whenever you try this pose or this pose, or even when you're just walking around in a t-shirt and someone can see that part of your delts just go out like that, that's when people start to notice, you know? That and big arms, of course, but yeah. Anyway, set 2. No. So you'll notice I snapped myself shy of failure many a time. And And it's mainly because I try to reach anything between 1 to 3 rep shy of failure. That's going to be usually enough to get a stimulus from what it is that you're trying to do. I don't believe in like training to absolute failure, nor do I believe in, not because I don't believe in it as a philosophy, of course you can go that far, but if I'm being honest, it's a bit too fatiguing for long term for you to recover. And I think having a safety point of, say, stopping between 1 to 3 rep shy of failure is going to be good enough for you to get the stimulus. So it's also protecting of your joints. If you go to failure too many times all the time, then you're just going to annihilate yourself. I have to look back at how much I did there. I think I did 8 or 9. I hope it's 9. My target rep ranges range between 6 to 9 or 9 to 12 for most of my workouts. And you'll see that I only do like a couple of working sets because it's quite low volume but high intensity. Still training towards between that 1 to 3 rep shy of failure. And like I said, that's going to be enough for you to recover, progress, and keep things a little bit boxed in terms of time as well. You know, I always want to aim to get back home by 7 so that the other half, if she needs to go to work early, she can. And it gives me time to just get my act together when I get back home to get Felix to school. And then I've got 6 hours to myself to do work, put this edit together, do some more content on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram already, go to at Joshua.DaCosta. At Joshua.DaCosta_. For ease sake, just head to the link in the description and you can follow me in there. And if you are interested in one-to-one coaching, if you want to have structure, book appointments with yourself, have that extra bit of accountability to get in great shape, rebuild your body as a parent, then DM me, JDCF, and we can get after it. I promise in time I'll probably think of a better keyword to DM. Maybe it should be daddy or mummy. But daddy with a 4, D4DDY, and then mummy would be M3MMY. I'm sure if you DM me any of those, you'll be absolutely fine. But yeah, right. Rest breaks, anything between 2 to 3 minutes on most of my exercises. I'm not too strict with that. As long as you feel recovered. Better to feel recovered than under-recovered between exercises. There's no point. This is about getting quality work in, not how tired can you get straight away. So let's go. Three. Yeah. One more. Cooked. Penultimate exercise is the classic tricep pushdown. So what you would have noticed is a classic upper body session. I've warmed up with my shoulders. Then I went into a back exercise. Then I went into a chest exercise, compounds. Big exercises that is going to target the majority of the muscle, like a muscle group. Then what did we do? Yeah, we did a lat exercise, lat pull down. We did then the back of the shoulders, so the rear delts. Then we did the main part of this front and side delts, because that targets both on the shoulder press. So you've done the majority of the upper body. Now we're just doing some isolations, triceps, and then classic biceps. Then we're done. Now, ideally, you want a long rope so you can get further extension out. But because I'm quite short-limbed, I'm 5'7", like, I feel like I can get enough stretch there. But realistically, get another rope, attach another rope like that, and then essentially you can pull and you can go a bit further. Just targets that tricep just that little bit better. But you can get most out of it. I mean, a lot of bodybuilders out there, not that I'm simplistic to think that I am one, I'm not, but like a lot of world-class physiques didn't use long rope. So, doesn't mean that you have to, it's just that it's just a little bit better. Because their arms are fucking massive. Right, let's go. It's too late. Already knew straight away. Right, let's go. So my rep scheme actually on this is 6 to 9. So I focus on more strength. I went a bit overboard then, so essentially I could have gone heavier and done maybe 6, which I probably will for the next one. By the way, guys, I have an app on my phone where I track all my lifts. But if you don't have that, get yourself a notepad and track your lifts regardless. I say to my clients, because I track their lifts in the app that we have, the JDCF app. And everything is like logged for them. Makes it easier and more convenient for them. But I still say to them, get yourself a logbook as well, just so that you have that methodical kind of way of tracking. But yeah, as long as you're tracking your lifts, you can look back at it as a record and then go, how can I beat those numbers? Just give yourself a reference point as well. Enables you to make better progress long term. Just makes sense. Track your diet, track your lifts, track your lifestyle, and try and make improvements every single day. Or adjustments if need to be. Okay. So this could have been a superset, but to be honest with you, I don't really like supersets that much if I don't need to do them. I prefer straight sets, meaning that you just focus on one exercise at a time. We are wrapping up though, and we got some hammer curls to finish. Then we're good. Just warming up. Same thing, doing 12 reps, 6 to 9 reps. So it's a bit of a power way of doing your isolations rather than high reps. Wait. No. So I did all 9 reps on that. So I feel like I can go heavier. So I've moved it up by 2. But yeah, good session. Hope you've enjoyed this type of video, guys. A lot longer form. Be sure to give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't. Trying new things out. If you like the video, like this style, then comment below. If it's a bit too long, that's fine, let me know. I'll try and condense it next time. But yeah, I might get to the point where it's like I'm doing the editing and I'm like, this is too long. You know, too long in terms of editing, in terms of my daily workflow, so you never know. Obviously we're doing daily uploads, so Just got to make sure that it fits everything. But sometimes you just got to throw things at the wall and see what sticks, you know? Right, final set of the day. Let's go. And that's a wrap. JDC signing off. Be sure to DM me, JDCF, if you are interested in one-to-one coaching. If you want to get into the shape of your life or just want to rebuild your body, then I have the way forward for you. All we do is have a sit-down chat, like grown adults, and I'll talk you everything through. And if you want to work with me after that, then great. Be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, share, and yeah, comment below what you think about the length of the video. Cheers.